All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAHSHI'S, YAHWAHSHI'S, Rakakadash. Double honors to apostles of GMS and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And as you can see by the title, dumbest TikTok trends ever to ever exist. The reason I want to go into this specifically is because this is one of the main medias that is captivating a lot of people all across the world, and it's plain and simple, making them dumb as hell. This is what people like to do. They like to follow trends. They like to be distracted with all the dumb shit instead of realizing what's really about to happen, which is fine in a lot of people's cases, because we technically want them to be surprised, but we're out here to wake up the elect of our people, the hopeful elect, so they can be aware of what this media can really do to people. So I'm going to start off with the scripture, and then I'll play the rest of the clip. This is Matthew 15 and 14. It says, "Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch." So just following other people can lead you into a ditch. Just following this media will lead you even further into a ditch. Following at the Esau will also lead you into a ditch, because his ditch will be fire. So will 2/3 of our people will also be fire. So they'll be falling into a ditch right along with Esau. But that's why we are trying to warn the hopeful elect away from out of that, or at least to get out of that madness. Because you may have some of our people that's into TikTok or Instagram. Well, Instagram ain't really doing no mess like this, but as far as like TikTok with their crazy ideas, certain brothers can certain hopeful elect can actually come out of that and tell that these things actually do happen, to give more light to why you shouldn't do these things. Meanwhile, you have all these other countries gearing up for war. Meanwhile, the average citizen is just worried about the inside box, what they want to do, the crazy things, the fun things, because that's all that these people want, is all the fun. They want to go back to the fun. They don't want the sheer harsh reality of what's actually going on right now and what's about to happen. So I'm gonna play the script real quick.
Dumbest TikTok trends to ever fucking exist. The Benadryl challenge was a challenge where people would basically take a shit ton of Benadryl. Now, why were they doing this? Because apparently it would cause hallucinations. But you know what else taking a shit ton of Benadryl causes? Death. Fucking death, which is exactly what happened to a young girl who did this challenge. The Blackout Challenge, aka the Choke Game, was a challenge where people would basically make themselves stop breathing so that they would pass out unconscious. I'm not making this up, this was a real thing. It didn't directly start on TikTok, but this trend made it more popular on the app. And surprise, surprise, 7 kids died trying to do this challenge. The Cha-Cha Slide Challenge was a challenge where people would film themselves driving to the Cha-Cha Slide. Whenever the song went to the left or to the right, you would basically swerve your car in that direction. And hella people would just straight up swerve right in the middle of traffic. The amount of dumbasses that got into a car accident doing this challenge is insane.
And this is many of reasons why these technologies are very wicked. There's even the average social media is fucked up. Now, I'm looking at this, and I done heard some crazy ones, such as the box crate challenge, where you would just walk on crates that's like the shape of like the shape of a triangle, and a lot of people fell and injured themselves. A lot of people died behind it. So this is the dumb shit that goes on, even with your average social media, as far as just like texting, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. People post all the information on there. They make it easy for everybody, for the government to find shit. They post what happens, what they're doing right now, what they woke up to. It just They just make it easy. They want who they going, whose house they going over. They make it easy for all this shit, and this is where people get caught up in. But then these be the same people that get mad when someone talks about their post, or when the government actually intervenes with their post and how to track people. But they thinking they can't. People think they really can't be tracked, which also makes no sense in these people in my eyes. But this is why we don't really dabble into all this shit. At least I don't, because this is one of the things that'll make you go stupid. Even like I said, even with just the average social media, it makes you go stupid. And it's no wonder the average citizen of Babylon, of America, are technically stupid. Why? Because you have these other foreigners, as they call them, come to school, and they'll tell you, if you're in like 12th grade, whatever you learned, they say they learned that in 5th grade. This is a true story. I done seen this quite a few times when I was in high school. They was already on college level, and by then, by the time they got to high school, they was already learning college shit. So it's no wonder how they can come over, already have the knowledge to actually know how to do business and succeed. While the average citizen here don't know how to do that. They don't know about credit or any other stuff. I'm still learning about credit fully myself. So that goes to show you a big difference. This is Isaiah 42:22. It says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses." So you can see how our people wants to be comfortable. And it's funny enough, it's not only just our people that wants to be comfortable, it's even Esau's people that wants to be comfortable. You got these other foreigners who wants, not, I'm not talking about the business type people, but just even your average foreigners that want to come over. They're trying to escape their society and be indoctrinated into this society because they want the happiness that is advertised over here, when in reality it's much more going to shit than it is in their places. At least in their places they have more order. Hell, at least in their place they knew how to survive while struggling. This place don't know how to survive while struggling. As far as the people in it, this place shuts down today. No one knows what to do. At least if in other countries, if their society shut down, they already know how to survive. They used to doing shit like this. This place ain't. So, with comfortability comes laziness. With laziness comes all sorts of problems. You're just in the dark. You just don't know what to do. You know how to pay your bills. That's fine and dandy. But what about how to survive in nature? That's another story. Not a lot of people know how to do that. But you keep people, how should I say, entertained with social media, TV, your entertainment, as far as like just your comedies, your rappers, your singers. You put that out on the forefront, nobody can see what's truly happening behind the scenes. That's why in movies they will show you, and it's very rare in a lot of movies. Well, I wouldn't say rare, but it's not a common thing that they will show you the scenes behind the movie. I mean, behind the movies, they may show you how they set it up and all that, but they will never tell you. Slaggy. A lot of times they won't tell you how the people felt during their roles. Because there was a few movies I've seen with behind the scenes how some people didn't like their certain roles, or some people wasn't even considering taking that role, but the producer ended up convincing them, and they don't see the shit behind it. So that's the big difference between all this. They don't see in this movie that we're living in right now, they don't see what's going on behind the scenes. And then that's the kicker right there. They don't see the behind that scene that this place is really crumbling, that this place is about to get hit. So this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that's why we, even as Ezekiel 3:17 says, we got to be watchmen. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we don't be ignorant like these people. End up killing themselves, causing a whole bunch of accidents, posting our information all over the web. Unless it's to do this truth, then that's a different story. But this is what people get. So that's all I wanted to go into this. Just a quick clip. But Lord one, this is edifying. With that, Shalom.